In this video we're gonna take a photo walk with the new Laowa 90mm ultra macro lens. We're gonna shoot some insects, have some fun, and I'm gonna show you the proper technique for how to use this lens in the best way. I'm gonna show you how to hold it steadily and what to think about when doing handheld focus stacking. So yeah, let's have some fun and let's go. This video is a collaboration between me and Laowa, so you could say it's sponsored by Laowa. They asked me to do it as a part of their new macro photography campaign that they are running right now. But as you know, I gladly use Laowa lenses even when I'm not getting paid. So I'm very happy to do this video. Let's have a look at the Ant superhighway and see if they are still here. Yes, there is some traffic here. A little less than usual, but there is some traffic here. So let's try to take a photo. So the first technique you need to learn is to always remember to turn your cap backwards so that it doesn't stick into the flash, and also so you look a little bit cooler. And once you have sorted that out, you can try to take photos. And the key to get stable results in macro photography and to do a composition in an easy way without too much shaking is to use your elbows. So try to hold the camera with both hands when possible, and also try to have the elbows close to your body so you get more stable. If you're sitting down, it's easier to have the elbows against the legs, as I will show later, but right now as I'm standing up trying to photograph this, I have to hold my elbows against my upper body like this, and it gives a lot of stability and makes it easier. And also you get further stability if you actually look in the viewfinder and use your head as well to add some stability. So then you have established a stable connection between you and the camera, but to get the best stability possible you should also establish a stable connection between the camera and whatever you're photographing, which usually means that I try to use my left hand to hold the thumb or something against the lens, and then the rest of the hand against the surface. And now, as you can see, I have a stable connection all the way from my body to the camera to the subject, and then I get a much more stable picture, and it's so much easier to compose the photos and to get the focus right. So I don't have the best diffuser today. I didn't have the right mounting ring for this filter thread for the Pope shield, and I forgot my dör diffuser at my mom's place, so I had to kind of improvise a Pope shield solution with some rubber band here. Kind of works, but I have to hold it in place with my hand, so it's a bit annoying, but yeah, it's the best solution I could come up with today. Alright, let's move on and try to find something that doesn't move as fast as these small ants, because they are quite tricky to photograph. Oh my god, look at this big thing! I'm so excited because I never see insects as big as this in Sweden. For this one we don't need that much magnification, it's so huge. and this one is clearly trying to mimic a large wasp, which I actually thought it was from the beginning, but it's a little bit too large. Okay, there he flew away. I think I annoyed him a bit too much, but he was very calm and quiet and peaceful, and I think I got maybe 1 or 2 good shots, hopefully. But I'm very excited about this. This is the first time since I started with macro photography that I have seen one of these and photographed it. I think it's something special with this summer. I see more species out, more different insects. I don't know why, but seems to be something with this particular year. And whenever you see me break my own rules about holding the elbows towards the body and stuff like that, it's because I'm trying to capture something where it is very hard to have the elbows against the body because I have to reach somewhat. And then I often break my own rules because it's more important to try to get some kind of shot than to not get anything, because you cannot follow the elbow to the body rule. So whenever possible, as you saw me do here, I try to hold the leaf or the branch or whatever the insect is sitting on while I take the photos. It gives me much better stability, and also it gives me the freedom to compose the photo exactly how I want it. I can just turn and twist the branch until the insect is in exactly the angle I want, and I can also adjust what's in the background. It's important to have a nice background whenever possible. So if I can see that, oh, over there is some good background light, then I just adjust the angle of the camera so that I get that in the background, and then I just twist the leaf or the branch that the insect is sitting on until it is in the right angle with the right background, and then I take the photos. And that makes it so much more convenient and easy to take nice photos. I do not recommend this diffuser setup, but it's the best I could do today. Beautiful white moth. When sitting down by a plant like this to take photos, I always try to rest my elbows on my knees like this and then hold the camera, and then I get a very steady grip. And if I then combine that with holding the plant while taking photos, it is very stable. Okay, so now I want to attempt to do a handheld focus stack. The reason we do focus stacking in macro photography, especially at high magnifications, is that the depth of field is very thin. So to get a photo with some depth of focus, some depth of field, you need to combine several photos taken at different focus points, so you have to get an image that is sharper and has a bit more depth than a single shot would have. And this is very tricky, even for someone pretty experienced like me. So don't get bummed if you fail a few times. You just need to practice a lot. But what I try to do is I first of all try to find an insect that is pretty slow, or preferably sitting still. Otherwise this will be completely impossible. You can't really do this with fast moving ants or anything. You need a few seconds where the insect is completely still, where you can take a few photos at different focus ranges. So begin by setting the magnification to whatever you're gonna need. I'm gonna attempt here on this Italian striped bug, and I'm gonna try at 2x magnification just to make it interesting. And then I have my elbow towards my knee to get stability, and I hold the plant that this insect is sitting on with the other hand and have both elbows on my knees and try to connect the lens with my other hand so that I get maximum stability, and then just slowly twist the lens towards the insect to get all the focus planes that I need to get a deep stack. Try to take the photos in a rapid succession and try to not change the angle in any way towards the insect, and if the insect would move, you have failed and you have to try again when the insect is sitting still again. So it is kind of frustrating, a little bit hard, but the results can be beautiful if you are a bit lucky. And I always try to make several stacks to make sure that I get lucky with at least one of them, because it is very hard to get a complete stack that works, that have complete coverage. And how many photos should you take? Well, as many as possible, I think. I try to take at least 5 photos, but often 10 or 15. And then when you get home, you try to pick the best ones that are in order, so you can tie them together. But very often a stack of just 2 or 3 images is enough to get a much better photo than you would get from a single shot. That's another way of getting stability. Anyway, the rule of thumb is to connect your body to your arms, to your camera, to your subject, so that none of them are moving independently. They should be connected by contact, and then your image will be so much more stable. And this will make it easier to do single shots, and it is pretty much a requirement to do handheld stacks, I think, to have this very stable connection. And you should not be afraid to crop in macro photography. I think most of my photos are at least a bit cropped. Sure, with the 2x magnification you get on the Laowa lenses, you don't need to crop that much, but it is usually needed still. So then you might ask, okay, if 2x magnification is not enough, why don't you use a 3 or 4x magnification lens instead? Well, the reason is diffraction. The closer you focus, the more magnification you have, the more diffraction softness you will have. That is just a law of physics. So I have found that the sweet spot for insect photography is around 2x magnification, because then you can get pretty okay depth of field and sharpness without too much diffraction. At higher magnifications, depth of field becomes extremely thin, so it is pretty much impossible to do handheld insect photography, and you also get lots of trouble with softness from diffraction. So you actually often get sharper results by shooting at 2x magnification and cropping in than you would have had at a small aperture at 3 or 4x magnification. So that is why I shoot mostly at 2x magnification, and that is why I love the Laowa macro lenses for insect photography. I think they are just perfect. I found this t-shirt online and I found it mildly funny. It says Lehman Brothers Risk Management Department 2008. Unfortunately, The printing wasn't very professional, so as you can see the print is so wide, so it's pretty much impossible to read it, and also it's like super low resolution. So yeah, I'm kind of unhappy with the t-shirt, but still I feel like I have to wear it at least a few times because I bought it. So that was a yellow harlequin ladybug. I don't think I ever seen one before in yellow, and I think I managed to get at least one decent photo, so I'm very happy about that. This little bee or whatever it is kind of saying hello. He's kind of standing up on his back legs and pushing up his face like this when I take the photo, so that's nice. Sometimes you get very cooperative models. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about stability in handheld insect photography, and see you soon again in another macro photography video.